What is up today, party people? I'm happy to see you again. Today, we're going to be doing something that's kind of a first on the channel, but it was really what I was thinking I was going to be doing from the very beginning. So, we're 30 episodes in, but what are you going to do? I went on a tangent, 30 tangents. But now we're here, and what we're going to be doing is just talking about Magic the Gathering, more specifically the near future of Magic the Gathering, the next 3 sets to come out. They are looking pretty juicy, Bob, for different reasons, and a little bit controversial too. We can start out with one that is coming out pretty soon, and that is Bloomburrow. Yeah, so this one is looking to be pretty interesting. This is the set coming out that we have the most information about thus far by virtue of it being the next to come out. That's going to come out on August 2nd, but probably a little bit before that. That's the official release, August 2nd, 2024. As many of you probably realize, this is going to be the cute animal set of Magic, set on a brand new plane where there are no humans or humanoid creatures, and everything here is just going to be like a bunny or a badger or an otter, a frog. They got bats. They got all sorts of different fun forest creatures here. So, there's many things you could take away from this, many things you could feel, especially being an old school player, and with thoughts on universes beyond, you can kind of spin out of control and start thinking, like, what is going on? I mean, officially, like, what is happening? What is this crap? When you're looking more into it, it kind of seems legit. I think that's my final opinion on it, is it seems like a pretty legit Magic set, but I've got reservations still. I want them to really flesh out this plane. It's got to be fleshed out for Daddy. There needs to be a convincing reason that this world is like this. I want to be convinced, Bob, beyond a reasonable doubt. It's not good enough to just say, like, oh, well, that's how it is. People like cute animals, so we made a set with nothing but cute animals in it. No, I'm not falling for that. It needs to be captivating and convincing. Kind of like Mirrodin, You think Mirrodin, it's a world made all of metal and everyone's kind of like a metallic creature or a machine or something like that, but there were good reasons for that. And I expect nothing less for Bloomburrow. I don't want to just jump in here and accept that the world has been taken over by bunny rabbits. Okay, tell me why. It is, however, pretty cool that this is going to be, kind of a cuter, light-hearted set, more cartoonish in scope, and I'm especially pretty stoked about this because, sometimes Magic isn't so acceptable or accessible for kids, but if you did ever want to get in a game with a younger person, this could be a great set for doing that. I'm thinking about, going to be having my own kid soon, and I was thinking eventually I'd like to play some games of Magic with him when he gets older, and this would be the perfect thing to play around with some bunnies and some ducks or whatever it's going to be, just to have fun. So I'm excited about that. Some of the mechanics in the set seem to be pretty cool too. We have the gift mechanic where you can choose to give your opponent something to get more of an effect on the card. That's pretty interesting. Fun, dynamic. Parting Gust as an example of that. You can give your opponent a fish, which is pretty funny. Kidnap. You can take over one of their creatures, take control of it, and you gift them a card with that one for kind of under the normal rate for taking control of a creature if you give them that card, so that could be pretty cool. We also have the Offspring mechanic. I don't know about this. I guess that's just making some kind of comment on the procreation habits of smaller rodents and mammals. Yep, they went there, Bob. They really went there. Everyone knows that rabbits and rodents have a lot of children. So you get to make children, or you have the option to make a little 1/1 token that's a copy of the card and get an extra effect. So that's pretty funny, actually. There's also these class enchantments, which are kind of cool. You can pay to level them up as you go. They look similar to sagas, but they function more like the level up cards that we haven't really seen since Rise of the Eldrazi. So I think that's pretty dope, because I like those level up creature cards in Rise of the Eldrazi. I was surprised that didn't become kind of a fixture. Then we got these cool season sorceries. The 4 seasons are obviously going to play some kind of big role in the world of Bloomburrow. So I'm looking forward to developing the story more about that, or seeing the development of the story, I should say. I have no part in actually developing the story, but just seeing how that unfolds and how those actually play. These cards look sick too, Mr. Brackens, I gotta say. There's a Season of Loss, and then you get these paw symbols that you use kind of like a currency. You don't get to keep it like energy tokens or anything like that, but you just kind of mix and match to make each of these cards have different kind of effects. Yeah, just mix and match, make it kind of unique every game depending on your needs. So I think this is going to be really cool. Another one being Season of the Bold. You can check that out. We'll check these out a little bit later in the alternative arts, which are also really sick looking. Another thing that I am super, super excited about with this set is the possibility of Frog Tribal. For those of you who don't know, I've had a pet deck and just kind of a weird obsession with making the perfect frog deck. I love playing my Frog Tribal deck, but honestly, it's kind of messy right now. It's got like 4 colors and no synergies. All the instants and sorceries have to do with a frog or have frog in the name, and all the creatures are obviously have to have a creature type of frog, and this set is absolutely packed with frog creatures alongside other things that we really need, like frog warriors and frog soldiers, frog wizards, things like that, to really get some synergies going. I'm really happy to see frogs taking kind of a more center stage in this one and giving some much needed support to this archetype that I like. Sunshower Druid, as an example. He's cool. Here we got a legendary Glarb Calamity's Augur. That's one of those frog wizards that I'm talking about. It's cool to make like a wizard sub-theme, but still get a frog in there. Really looking forward to messing around with this. Next we got Pond Prophet, which is sick. He's like an elvish visionary, or a Fibblethip cantrip, where you can draw a card and it can be either paid for with green or blue mana, so just really sick. I'm really excited about this. I can't hide it. Then I just had 2 cards that I wanted to talk about specifically from this set. One is Ral, Crackling Wit. This is another thing, like, you don't just make a popular planeswalker become an otter. I'm going to demand a good explanation for that from Wizards of the Coast. I don't want to hear, oh, well, you know, once you come into this world, everything just becomes an animal. So when Ral planeswalked to Bloomburrow, he just became an otter. No, Bob, I'm not going to settle for that. Please, it's okay with cute animals, but I will not be treated like a 4-year-old. Another one is Fell, a new sorcery that's coming out. It's like a strictly better Doomblade, or Murder. It's totally going to outclass Doomblade and Murder. Maybe it is a sorcery, so it's kind of debatable what the actual impact is going to be, but it's pretty cool to be able to remove anything, even black cards, for 2 mana. It's going to shake some stuff up. I'm also pretty stoked about the fact that I kind of, a few months ago, made a card for this in my Teletubbies episode, where I joked around with about Wizards of the Coast, seeing the video and copying some of the card designs from it, and what do you know? Now one of them is here. I think it was called Tubby Bye Bye, and it was this exact mana cost for just destroy target creature, and now it's here. Yes, I take check, thank you. The special art treatments from this, which also look pretty cool. Here's one for Fell that I just talked about in an alternative art. It's kind of hard to explain. It's not over the top or anything. It's just cool, solid colors. I think they did something similar in a core set not too long ago, but I really liked it, and I'm glad to see that it's making a comeback, because it's not anything extreme. It's just like a cool design. Really pops. Here's Shoreline Looker. Another one. Really good looking card, with that solid colored text box. I love it. Hop to it. There's some examples of that, but okay, we're going to move on to the next set, Duskmourn. This one's going to be released in September 27th, 2024. Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to be at least interested or a little bit excited about this set. If not excited, at least curious, when you hear about this like campy kind of horror themed plane, immediately your thought's just going to be like, what, is Innistrad a joke to you? Are you regretting that you destroyed Innistrad and now you're just making a new Innistrad, like new Phyrexia? Are you kidding? But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how similar it actually is. Right now it's kind of hard to tell. Not too many cards have been released, and what we've seen, it's kind of similar to Innistrad, but where Innistrad is more set in kind of like, I don't know, not medieval times, but definitely the vibe of technology not being available, more old world, campy horror like that. This is definitely kind of focused on technology, and it seems to be set in the modern day, kind of right smack dab in the present age that we're living on, which is very interesting because that would be kind of the first time that ever happened. They explored technology in things like, Kamigawa, Neon Dynasty, or Kaladesh in a way. But this seems like it could just be like on Earth, except for like the crazy monstrous abominations and stuff like that. Also, I'm kind of like hesitant about the fact that it's supposedly a single house that's the entire plane. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to need another explanation for that from Wizards. This is going to have to make sense, because it's just kind of strange. They kind of teased this with Murders at Karlov Manor, that the whole set was going to be taking place in a single house. It kind of seemed like that for a while, but then at the end it turned out like part of it was in the house, but most of it was just all around Ravnica. Maybe this will be the same deal where a lot of it is in the house, but it's also like surrounding areas and stuff, I don't really mind. It could be all in the house. That could be cool. It's just, it has to make sense, dude. Like, there can't be a house that's the size of a planet. It's just ridiculous. But maybe they can make it work. Fingers crossed, Not really any way to prove this, but it seems like there's going to be a focus on enchantment creatures. Here we have previewed Overlord of the Hauntwoods, and this creature called Fear of Missing Out, which does not sound like a creature at all. That sounds more like an enchantment or something. But hey, whatever. Yeah, kind of strange, but maybe there will be a lot of enchantment creatures in this set, and that's cool. I like enchantment creatures. I've been warming up to them and playing more and more around with them, and I really like the border of them. That Nyx border, so that's cool. For the proof that this set is leaning into kind of modern technology and has kind of a modern day vibe, we have Cursed Recording. So that's showing like televisions and digital recorders or VCRs or something. It doesn't look like anything crazy a la Neon Dynasty. It just looks like a regular kind of surveillance setup or something, so that's cool. We also have the alternative art versions of Chainsaw and Come Back Wrong. This is obviously on some kind of TV or surveillance camera system. Yeah, they look pretty neat. Here's the normal version of Come Back Wrong. Here we see that this guy has on sneakers or something. He's got his Jordans on, so those are modern shoes, Mr. Brackens. I think that's definitely the first time we've seen a pair of modern day sneakers in a Magic set that wasn't Universes Beyond. So I'm really just hoping that this is original, and I'm really hoping that they're not just trying to normalize the Universes Beyond feeling so that they can just start cranking out Magic sets that are just kind of tropey and ridiculous. It seems like they're going that direction. I'm really hoping not. Universes Beyond, I've been kind of slowly accepting that it's out there, but I don't like that it seems to be taking over the main game as well. And only time will tell if that's what's happening. Lastly, I just want to talk about one crazy card that they've previewed from this set, that being Doomsday Excruciator. This 6/6 flyer, who when it enters the battlefield, every player exiles their entire library except for 6 cards. And then the player who cast Excruciator has to draw an extra card on their upkeep. So it's like really, really pretty cheap for this crazy game warping card. And it's like you could remove this creature, but it's still like the game is on. Those cards are exiled and they're not coming back. So this is like one of the craziest effects I've ever seen on a card. It's on like Donkey Kong, Mr. Brackens. I'm really kind of hoping I pull this card eventually. It'd be pretty sick. Anyway, now we're moving on to something that I might actually be the most excited about, and that is Foundations. This is the 3rd set that's coming up, November 15th, 2024, and this is going to be like a beginner set, but a really large set with a lot of cards and some different kinds of products to just get a bunch of cards in the hands of people who want to get into Magic for the first time, or just people like me who have experience and want to check this out. And it's just back to basics, Bob. It's going to be like an evergreen core set, like a core set that stays standard legal for a really long time, like at least for the rest of the decade and possibly beyond that. I'm just super excited about that. It's going to be focused on really just clean, easy to understand designs, and yeah, it's going to be 50% new cards, 50% reprints. I don't know, I just have a really good feeling about this. It's been a really weird year since I picked Magic up again about a year ago. Totally different game. The sets that have been coming out, some of them have been hits, some misses. They've all been fun, but they've all been kind of weird. They've all felt like, is this really Magic? With the exception of Modern Horizons 3, which definitely felt like Magic. I fell in love with Modern Horizons 3, but I'm hoping that Foundations will make me fall in love with Magic again. And I'm really encouraging anyone out there that's just watching this for entertainment and doesn't play the game, in November, pick up some of these starter packs of Foundations. It comes with an instruction manual, and it's just a really good time to pick up and learn the game. And you're going to get a lot of cards to help you build decks, and a lot of just help understanding the game with these simpler cards. And it's just much better than anything that Wizards have tried to do to introduce new players in the past. I think this is really going to work, and I'm excited to pick it up and have it around for anyone who's willing to try to learn the game. We've got this beginner box that's going to be 200 cards, 40 cards of each color that can be mixed and matched to make a bunch of different kinds of decks, and that's going to retail for around $30, so that is insane value. Yeah, it's really insane. They're not going to be super powerful, but I mean, that's a lot of Magic cards for $30. I promise you that. That's definitely worth picking up. And then once you get used to using that, you're supposed to get this starter collection, which is 350 more cards. I think these are, hand-picked cards. I don't think it's random, but, just the basic cards from the set, commons and uncommons and some rares probably. Kind of like a deck builder's toolkit, but probably a lot more focused and actually, useful for building decks, I'm hoping. Those 350 cards are going to cost you $60. So, I mean, still really, really incredible value. You're not going to be winning tournaments with this, but it's a really good collection for that price. So I encourage you to actually pick that up and learn the game. Get some friends in on it. I'm super excited about it. And I hope you are too. I'm feeling pretty good about the future of Magic, I must say. Kind of apprehensive. I've got a lot of questions and a lot remains to be seen, but that is essentially most of the rest of this year in Magic, Mr. Brackens. Thanks for hanging out with me. We will see you next time on Ron King Magic. I encourage you to like and subscribe this video, leave a comment. And by leave a comment, I mean, preferably a comment like blah, 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 something Magic related, or like a joke or something, not just like robotically asking for something for free like has been happening on my last 3 videos. Dude, do I look like Oprah Winfrey to you? Do I look like Mr. Beast? Did you think this was Mr. Beast's channel? You want free stuff? Okay, go look in a box of cereal from the 90s. Anyway, I'm just joking with you, Bob. Peace.